Hi everybody, I'm Joey Paul and I'm an indie author and welcome back to my channel. I write young adult fiction across a variety of genres, and if you think that might interest you, then think about subscribing below. So on my blog, which is linked below, I did this series about 5 facts about different parts of the process for me. And while I don't want to repeat myself, I did think it'd be nice to talk a little bit about some facts about the way I work here on Authortube. Fact number 1. I pants more than I outline while drafting. I specify while drafting because those who've been around a while know that I outline when I revise. But when it comes to drafting, I go through all the other steps other writers do and do make a bare bones outline. I'm not sure people would even call it an outline, but that's what it is for me. I'll work out how many chapters, I'll have a couple of words about what needs to happen, as well as the day of the week it's happening on, and how long it's been since the book started. This is my way of guiding myself through the project and the process, but I don't always stick to it. Yes, I know pantsing is bad and blah blah blah, and I do recommend that people try outlining first, but I also know that for me it's just the way I work. I will go through extensive revisions and make an outline then, and I'm usually much more strict with myself, but I like to give myself some wiggle room and discover the story as I write it. Yes, this does lead to some messy first drafts, but no one ever sees them. For me, it's my way of making sure that I have all the story on the page before I try and shape it into something else. I've always been like this, though in the past I didn't outline anywhere near as much as I do now, but it made life hard, it brought about writer's block, and that was just not fun. I latched onto this outlining method around book 3 or book 4, and while there has been some tweaks here and there, it's stayed mostly the same. Fact number 2. I'm extremely organised when it comes to writing. One thing I've heard from a lot of readers, from other writers, and from people in my life is that I'm organised. I know this about myself, and I also know that it's taken me over 20 years to get to this point. I have my planner, I had sticky notes before that, and really it's only been about 5 years that I've been in a routine that consistently works. I like to make sure that I know what I'm writing and when. I like to be able to glance at my planner or my iPad calendar and know that where I am in the month and what's coming up. It's something that's really served me well and has allowed me to finish books faster, to be more involved in revisions, and to get through the professional editing cycle with the majority of my sanity intact. I know that I'm very lucky that this is my full-time job, but though for transparency I will make it clear that it doesn't pay me full-time. Because of that, and because I don't have to work outside of that, I'm able to devote my time and day to doing my writing when and where I so wish. Being organised was something that I fell into, though if I'm honest, I've always been someone who likes to colour code and plan their time. Fact number 3. I usually write in the wee hours of the morning. For the past 3 or 4 years, I've gone back to my teenagehood and started to rise early, usually without an alarm. The past year or 18 months or so, my sleep has gone to hell and it basically is not coming back yet, though I hope that it will. I was never in my 20s and early 30s someone who thought that the writing at 5 AM was a good idea. I struggled to get up at 7 AM when Mix K was in school, and even then I needed a day off in the middle of the week to just make it through. Now though, that's all changed. It would be weird for me if I wasn't up or 4 or 5 AM and working. I love the quiet at the house, I love the ease with which I get into everything and get it done without having to worry about coping with distractions. And like I said, I get to dictate where I spend my time. So it's not weird to find me at my desk in the wee hours and working my butt off. Fact number 4. I only usually set one thing to achieve a day. Part of getting organised all those years ago was about working out what I could achieve in one day. I started off in NaNoWriMo 2015, I think it was, a plan to write just a page a day for every day of the month. It worked really well, and over time I slowly kept building up so that I could get a chapter out in one day. And as you'll know from watching my stats video, linked up in the cards, they usually take me under an hour to get done. So usually I set myself one thing to accomplish that day. There are exceptions. When I record a video, because I'm up so early, I also do revision chapters. When I do blog posts, I usually also do vlog scripts. And there are times when I'll write 2 chapters in a day, but those are rare because I know chapters wipe me out. So mostly when I'm sitting down to work, I'm only planning to achieve one thing a day, and that helps my anxiety because I don't have to worry about being overloaded or running out of time or anything else like that. It works for me, and it also allows me to pour all my focus onto that one thing and not divert my attention elsewhere. And fact number 5. I've always got multiple projects on the go. I have for about 15 years now written 2 drafting projects at the same time. It worked for me then, and now I really think I'd get bored easily if I didn't do that. Because of the one thing set for every day I work, it means I'll write 2 chapters or 2 days on one project and then switch on to the other. This allows me to keep them separate and also to make sure that I stay disciplined on that one project. I have to be strict with myself because otherwise I'll end up flittering between them all and never getting anything done. I also usually have a revision project on the go at all times. I think the only time I don't is if the current one is with betas or sensitivity readers, or if I know that I need some distance from it. And sometimes I also have a professional edit to get through, and again, that's something that I'll do alongside other projects. It can sometimes feel overwhelming, but like a lot of things, I've learned how to make it work for me, and it does. So yeah, those are 5 facts about the way I work, about how I keep my focus and keep my eyes on the page that I need to be on. It really has taken a very long time for me to get to the point where I'm consistent in my routine, and even then there are times when things deviate, and that's okay. So what's one fact about the way you work? Let me know in the comments down below. So that's all I've got time for today. If you want to support my channel, you can comment, like or subscribe. I post new videos on Thursdays. You can find me all over social media, and my books are available everywhere, and you can also sign up for my newsletter. And don't forget to pre-order Invisible, which is the first in a young adult dystopian quartet. And if you do pre-order, don't forget to grab the swag. All the links for which are listed below. Thanks for watching, and remember to keep writing. Bye.